What the heck is going on at the studio? If you talk, you're out.
So he was supposed to be chasing me with a weapon and himself. I said I was unsafe.
Recently, there's been lots of chaos and drama surrounding Dhar Mann and his actors. This has been due to protests by previous actors and stars on Dhar Mann's YouTube channel. If you don't know the full story or haven't been on social media for a while, the current situation is explained as follows. A group of popular actors among Dhar Mann Studios are not happy with their pay.
Not a single actor that works at Dhar Mann Studios can afford rent.
This is due to them being contractors and not an actual employee of the studio itself.
As an actor at Dhar Mann Studios, I am just a contract player. I have no employment there. I am just sort of called every now and then, as are all the other actors, and it just is not sustainable.
They come together and schedule a meeting with Ruben, head of studios, and AH manager Janessa, but they had also requested that Dhar Mann would show up for this meeting.
So we decided to come together as a group and talk collectively with our boss, Dhar Mann. We sent a letter to him, a hard copy and an email. The email was CC'd to the head of production as well, so that we made sure that Dhar got it, but it was addressed to Dhar. It was delivered to Dhar. That letter was forwarded to the HR department, but it was forwarded over there. We were contacted, said we could have a meeting to discuss our issues. That meeting was pushed several times, changed on us. When we finally got to the meeting, we had reiterated that we wanted it to be with Dhar. Dhar was not there. And we said, well, we are not going to have the meeting until Dhar is here. You guys can be here, the head of production, the head of HR. That's great. We'd love for you to be there too, so everybody's on the same page. But our meeting is with our boss, the person who signs our contracts, Dhar Mann.
And because of the fact that they wanted to talk to Dhar Mann, their boss, they didn't want to sit down and talk with the managers when they were the only ones that showed up for the meeting. And instead of talking with the managers, they sparked their intention to social media where they have a following, where they told the exact same story and started protesting in front of Dhar Mann Studios. This is the story. They have also stated that there are certain cultures around the studios that seem quite damaging towards Dhar Mann, such as the silence culture that doesn't allow criticism of the studios directly at hand. This is at least the story that was told on social media platforms such as YouTube, Shorts, and TikTok. Now, if you go back to the email that a group of actors had sent requesting the scheduled meeting and read it up, then we can see the request in detail. And let me remind everyone that this is the cut version of the email, but everything that has already been explained in this video was already stated previously in this email, so nothing has been missed out. By any means, the email states as follows. It is for this reason that we as a collective now feel that it's imperative for our future work with the company to meet with you and discuss our terms and hopes for how our relationship with the company will operate going forward. We know how important Dhar Mann Studios is to you, us, and millions of people who watch our videos around the globe. We want what is best for all parties. We look forward to having a constructive conversation in person with mutually beneficial outcomes. Please contact representatives below by 12 p.m. this coming Monday, January 16th, 2023 to set a date and time for an in-person meeting. Thank you for your time and consideration. Now, the HR manager responded with an email up as follows. Hi, I'm Janessa, the head of HR. I was forwarded your email. I'd love to chat with you and other actors to hear any ideas on how we can make things better. I'll gather some dates and times that'll work and get back to you soon. And they responded back with this email. Hi Janessa, I'm sorry I didn't respond earlier. This went to my spam account. Thank you for the reply. We would love to set up a meeting as soon as possible. Looking forward to the dates and times that work for y'all. We would appreciate Dhar Mann and Ruben's attendance at the meeting. I hope this finds you well. Now, why did I specifically highlight appreciate? Well, in most cases, appreciation or appreciate is the definition of I would like to. And that means that the entire thing about requesting Dhar Mann's attendance in the first place and he would not show up for the meeting was never required of Dhar Mann, but simply just appreciated if he would come, which means he never technically had to show up as requested to the meeting. This is confusing to many people that have not heard this yet and just assumes that Dhar Mann was supposed to meet up. And it is imperative to look at when thinking about the situation as a whole. The main thing in this whole situation is the fact that most of the Dhar Mann actors in studios, if not all from their work at Dhar Mann Studios, are not paid enough for rent. Now, this is truly damaging when it comes down to the matter, because of the fact that Dhar Mann does gain large numbers and money from not just YouTube, but other social media platforms as well, where they post this type of content. And the man is very, very rich. So it's surprising when it comes down to it that he can't even pay his actors enough for rent. But there's an actor called Catherine Norland who has a whole different perspective on the situation, which is completely opposite to what the other actors thinks. The entire video that I'm about to show is 44 minutes. I'm gonna link it in the description so you can watch it for yourself, but I'm only gonna show the parts in this video that really explains how she feels and how she tells her perspective the best.
Hi there, it's Catherine Norland. I am an actress at Dhar Mann Studios. Those of us who are on smaller shows like YouTube or little short film projects that are non-union, it's difficult for us. And in the real acting world, especially for those of us who are C-list and D-list actors, right? We're not the kind of actors who just have big movies coming to us with, you know, Oscar potential high-paid feature films. Probably gonna get a lot of hate from the protesters or the fans who feel for them. And I do feel for them, but I can't be a party to the things that they're saying because that's just not true in my experience. So I cannot stay silent and watch this studio and this beautiful platform that has made a difference for so many people get thrown under the bus and have everyone assuming that we all feel that way. Because we don't. I don't. And many actors don't. You know, there are many actors you don't see at the protest who are still continuing to work who don't feel that way. So I had to share, not, you know, just so you know, my experiences. And I don't think I'm in the, like, minority. There's something called the silent majority. And they aren't talking about it. But listen, if it was as bad as some of these people are saying it is, if it was really that bad and the general consensus was this is a horrible, wretched place to work, then the actors wouldn't still be showing up.
So, understandably, the actors are upset. They don't get paid enough for rent, but what interests me is the fact what she said, that as a contractor and not a big-time actor or an actual constant employee, this has been the reality in LA for years, and Dhar Mann Studios is just an easy network for lots of gigs for a lot of potential actors. So from my conclusion, the entire situation is just weird. The way that Dhar Mann handled the situation to begin with could have been handled differently, of course. They could have just wrote back to them when the protest began to start with an actual scheduled meeting with Dhar Mann, when he at least heard about it. But honestly, Dhar Mann Studios has many actors, not just those who quit their work with Dhar Mann just recently because of this whole entire situation. So I'm just imagining that it's hard to just get enough gigs enough to pay for the rent that they're actually doing and to do actually anything. But so is having thousands of employees with a constant payment monthly. It's an odd situation, and I honestly feel that they should be actual employees at some point and level. But then again, Dhar Mann hires contractors for gigs, not permanent jobs, therefore they shouldn't be overly paid for the gigs that they're hired for. They even say that they're hiring gigs for actors at a higher pay than any other studio in LA. Therefore, I would conclude he's both innocent, but then again should really think about his future when it comes down to these acting jobs with different actors, because as said by the actors, it's just not sustainable with normal contractors. And that's everything I had to say for this video. If you enjoyed the video or have some criticism for me about what I've said in this video, please leave it in the comment section below. Otherwise, you can check out my other videos, and I'm gonna be uploading way more than I've done before. Thank you for watching and see you again. Bye.